I, Pop came in before the season. I was the video coordinator, and he told me like, "Hey, you're gonna do some scouts this year. You're gonna have." I think I had one team. I think it was the Knicks. We play them twice. They're in the East, so you have your team. You're gonna do these two scouts. It'll be a good opportunity for you to talk in front of the team and like grow your voice and kind of do what the assistants do for 2 games. And like, okay, great. Like this is an opportunity to grow and learn. Awesome. So in classic fashion, like I watched every Knicks game the whole year, like preparing for the first time we played them. I knew more about the Knicks than any person on the planet. Like I was so ready for this scout. Like this is my big shining moment. And we actually played the night before. It was one of the road home back to backs. So the night before we actually played at Utah and we lost. Pop got tossed and Kawhi got like tweaked at the end of the game. And so no one was in a very good mood the next day for this Knicks game. And Pop had a film he wanted to show the team. And so I'm the video coordinator, so I have to help him with that film. And so I went into his office and I said, okay, so just so I have the pregame timing right, you're going to show the film. And then I'm going to do personnel because we haven't played the Knicks yet. So we got to talk about their personnel. And then I'm going to show my scout tape. And he goes, yep. I said, okay, great. So we go into the locker room. I have the film ready. He shows the film from the night before and he gets very fired up about this film. And, he's coaching the team hard. He's kind of going off okay. So he finishes. He's like, all right, New York. And so I walk to the front of the room, again, I'm walking into the middle of the locker room. It's like Tim, Duncan, Tony, Manu, like the whole crew. Like it's Pop. I'm scared to death. And so like the team's just gotten yelled at. So they're not in a great mood either. So I walk into the middle of the room and I'm like, all right, guys, we're playing the Knicks and personnel. And we had Tim, Tony, and Manu were not playing that night. So I'll never forget saying the first matchup. I was like, Corey, you're going to guard Jose Calderon, like, and to see if he was going to talk about Calderon. The second I said that, Pop yelled from the back of the room, we're not doing personnel. And I was like, oh, okay, okay. So I like, everybody kind of looks at me weird. So I like sit on the stool and pick up the remote. And I was like, okay, guys, so the scout, the game starts in transition. And like I push play. And the second the clip starts, Pop yells in the back, we're not watching any more film. Just give him the scout. So I was like, oh, okay. So we're going to switch 1 through 3 and like 4 and 5 will be in push. And like if Porzingis pops, like you could like switch that maybe, or, whatever. If he goes in the post, like you could maybe double him, but just kind of like read what's going on offense. Like just, like have good spacing and like drive and kick, and we'll just be able to get some good shots or something, and then like Pop's like, bring it in. I'm like, oh my God, dude. Like I prepped for months for this big thing and I got just like kind of chopped. So 1, 2, 3 defense. Pop storms out. I'm the video guy. So I'm still in the locker room with the players, got to take all the film down. Locker room is dead silent. Boris Diaw has this espresso machine in his locker that like starts buzzing because he's making his pregame espresso. And I'm taking the film off the screen and no, it's dead silent in there. And Boris just goes, you're a terrible coach. And the whole team starts dying laughing. Like everybody's just cracking up. And I just turned and I was like, yeah, thanks, guys. That was really great. That went awesome. Like it's just one of those moments for me where it's like you just always have to remember head coach, assistant coach, it's not about you, man. Like it's about the team. It's about what the team needs in that moment. And like the fact that it went that terribly and somehow like there ended up being this huge laugh out of it and the team thought it was funny and like they all gave me crap for weeks after that. It was just one of those moments where like there's nothing to do but kind of laugh at yourself. To think that I'm a head coach after that is kind of weird. I wouldn't say that if you asked me after that first scout, like, hey, you ever think you'll be a head coach? The answer is probably no. But that's always a funny story that the guys in San Antonio like to